here, and today, I don't know, I'm just gonna play a couple games of Iron Banner before I head off to work. Wonder what I should start out with. I'm probably gonna stick with maybe a Bygones. I don't know, Recluse maybe? I don't know, I don't have the best guns right now, but I'm not really gonna try too hard either, so we'll leave it at that. Let's change out my setup here. I don't know. I'm gonna glow a bit. Sounds like a good idea. Okay. How do I want to go about this? Do I want to use... I'm going to use my Crimson. At the very least, the loading screens in this game are bad. Do we have any game volume right now? Doesn't really look like we do. Unfortunate. Give me a minute. Da, 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 Okay, device, Ripsaw, HDMI. Oh, video capture. But I want audio settings. Come on. Before the game starts, preferably. Capture audio only. I don't know what the fuck. Okay. Maybe I need to audio input. New. Let's do. I can't get any of them to pop up. Okay. Well, looks like there won't be any audio for this game. I'm sitting pretty awkwardly right now too, so. Come on. Get out of my way. Oh, that was shit. Kind of sitting to the right of my TV right now, so it's like pretty off. Well, the left. I actually have shit in front of it on the one side. Come on. Fuck, shotgun. I don't know. I'll keep playing with this for a few games, or a little bit here. Come on. Thought you were gonna show your face. This one's coming first. Ooh. Shit. Fuck. Sorry. Oh shit. I won't be able to stay in the party. Give me one moment. That was an oopsie. I died. Shit. Okay, we'll try that. See if that'll let me talk to him. Fuck. That came out of fucking nowhere. Second here. Hello? Okay, let's join this goddamn party. There we go. Oh shit. Oh shit. Ha, fucker. Come on, just join the goddamn party, will ya? Fucking up and dying a lot because of this shit. Oh. Okay. Fucking Christ. Just got another invite. Let me see if this one will work. Come on. Ah, fuck. That didn't even kill him. That's so bullshit. God damn it. too horrible, I guess. I don't think anyone over here. Oh, yeah, back there, huh? 3, 2, 1. Oh, fucker. There we go. Got one game in. See about fixing this goddamn sound. Properties. Turn that off, turn this off. Fucking Montreal, what the fuck are you doing? Automatic. Chicago. Use custom audio device. Okay. There we go. That should be better. Oh, god damn it. He left the voice chat. Start my own party. Okay, that worked. Just fucking connect to the damn party, please. Only takes half a damn second. Fucking Christ. Okay. Instead of hard resetting my Xbox like he's asking me to do, I'm going to play one more game for one. Just gonna turn this off. Okay, let's try this one more time. It's gonna be my last game. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't connect to yours for some reason on any device. Hello? It says you're connected. Oh, there you are. Yeah, sorry. It wouldn't let me connect on any device, so I just invited you and it worked right away. I was just doing 2 quick games Iron Banner here before I head to work, and then I can play more. Okay, well, this one's probably my last one, and then I'm gonna head and say hello to my girlfriend before I go to work. She's going, well, she just gets done with work right about now. Been at training all day and got bored, so I was like, I'm gonna stream like 2 games Iron Banner and then I'm gonna go to work. Because at least when I stream, I feel like I'm playing with other people and I do better, just like I usually do. I mean, even with all my mic fuckery, trying to fuck around with my the party chat, I was still getting into games. I'm doing pretty good. But people in Iron Banner are pretty bad. Oh shit. Yeah. Fuck, I need to kill this guy already or something. Okay. Oh, he's camping up there, okay. See, keep seeing this red. Ah, recluse. Oh. I haven't actually even inspected that gun yet, so I don't even know what it looks like for them. I just picture, for some reason in my head right now, I just picture it as like a red devil. Bad, or bad devils or whatever it's called. I don't think any resistance things work in PvP. Maybe. Like, I just don't think it actually does work in PvP. I think the only ones that work are the stat modifiers. But yeah, you mean I gotta remember, it's been like 2 years since I've actually messed around with too much of the stat building stuff, so. Oh, this guy running around with a wave splitter, or wave splitter. It's weird. There we go. My team just mercied, but oh my god, everyone quit right at the end there. There's 2 people on the enemy team. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna turn this off, get it all packed up, and head out the door. And then I'll see you in a short bit. Actually, one sec, let me see whether she is still at work or not. Probably is. Okay. Oops. There we go. Yeah, and I'm probably gonna call that quits for this stream. I know it was really short, but I don't know. I felt like streaming. I also felt like playing my game. But I don't know, record some Iron Banner or something while I'm at work. Maybe edit a video sometime this week and throw it up for no good apparent reason. Or I'll just stream when I get home tomorrow. I could do that. I gotta keep an eye on my daughter though. She's been getting into things she shouldn't. Okay, well, see you guys.